most people don't realize you were actually a real-life murder suspect.
We can move on.
I really want you to share this hilarious story with the audience.
In the book, you'll see is that I was going to be a police officer because I found that I had an aptitude for it, which surprised me. And so I went to a junior college. I had no money. Junior college for 2 years, and then I was going to transfer to university and finish it before I went into the LAPD. In my second year, I took an acting class where I met my job, this is another story, I'm sorry, I'm diverting.
No, I like it.
To a setup to this, is that a first day of acting class, here, you two read this, you two read this, you two read this, and depending on who you were standing next to as your reading partner. And mine was this pretty girl, really pretty girl. And I looked at it and it was like, a couple is making out on a park bench. And I'm 19 years old, just turned 19, and this is what every boy wanted to do anyway. It's like, oh my God, this is now my job? Okay, I hope she's okay with this, and I hope she's okay because I'm really gonna make out with her. And I had the first line of it, and my line was I push away from her and say, Beth, we need to talk. And I give her the talk. So I put down my sides when it was our turn, and I start to turn, she's on me, kissing wildly, hands, groping, moves her body on top of me. I'm like, And then I feel this on my upstage thigh. And it's like, oh, kissing, rubbing, patting, kissing, patting. And I was like, what? Oh, she's telling me. It's like, I didn't really want to stop though. So, and I push her apart, and I forgot the line. So I was nervous, and my head was spinning from this experience, and I didn't know what's going on. And we got through the scene. At a break, I thought, she really likes me, man. This is great. I'm in. I am so in. So at the break, I said, I thought that went pretty well. She goes, it was a little rough at the beginning. I went, yeah, sorry about that. And I said, do you want to have lunch sometime? And she goes, oh, no. And I went, and of course, the defense of a 19-year-old that time is to feign indifference. That's fine, cool. She says he has a boyfriend. Yeah, no, good, no problem. Yeah, plenty of options. She walks away and I go, oh. And I realized she was not into me at all. She was acting. Her acting part, completely believed it. So now, two things happened. One, I was charged with the responsibility of kissing and making out with this beautiful young woman. Number one. Number two, she was acting. So my head is spinning in circles. I didn't know what to think. I was sweating. I couldn't put my head around. I couldn't reconcile what was going on. And so I left. After the 2 years, I didn't go to university. I didn't go into the LAPD, as you probably know. And I ran away, basically. I hopped on a motorcycle with my brother, who was kind of in the same situation, not sure what he wanted to do. And we left the state of California for 2 years. We just traveled around for 2 years in the mid-70s. And one of the stops we were in was in Daytona Beach, Florida, right? So we're broke, and this is in the time, and some of you know, in the 70s, you can get a job anywhere if you wanted to work. We bussed tables, we did this, we worked at a carnival, we worked all different places. Now, it's too litigious, and everybody, you gotta have all kinds of things in order to pick up a little job. We got a job at a Hawaiian restaurant called the Hawaiian Inn, a Polynesian restaurant called the Hawaiian Inn, Daytona Beach, Florida. A great money, cash job, right? fill the coffers, back on the bikes to take off. So for a couple months, we were there in Daytona working, building up our reservoir. And at the Hawaiian Inn was this chef named Peter Wong, who was probably one of the most awful people I had ever met in my life. Peter Wong was this miserable, just irascible, terrible person. He hated every man. Every single man, he hated them. But he loved the ladies. He loved women. So we always had partners. And you always wanted a female partner to deal with Peter. Because anytime there was a problem in the kitchen, you'd send in your female partner and she'd fix it. If you came in on your own, he would rant and rave at you and throw things at you. It was horrible. So during our meetings, before the shift would start, all of us would be eating, and the manager's talking about, okay, this is what we have our specials tonight, and push this and that sort of thing. And we'd also be talking about how we would kill Peter Wong. What methods would you use? How would you do it? How would you kill Peter Wong? I'd cut him up in a wok and I'd stir fry. It's like Mugu Guy Peter, And we would talk about how we would do this. Well, my brother and I, now it's the end of the season, we have our cash, we hit the road, going up the eastern seaboard. Peter, who always carried a wad of cash that thick, and would go to the highlight fronton, and would go to the dog track, he was out just spending money, just going. Well, he went missing right about the time that we left. And detectives came into the restaurant and said, who's here, who's not here? Go ahead. Anybody here that you know of, have anyone that you know of talked about harming or killing people? Yeah. Is there, yeah, what, who? Well, all of us, kind of. Is there anybody who's not here anymore who talked about it, And they said, well, the Cranston brothers, where are they? They left on their motorcycles. When? They said, we need that information. Why? Well, Peter Wong was found murdered. And he apparently, he was found in the trunk of his car, bludgeoned to death. It's a sweet story, isn't it? I used to tell my daughter this story at night, putting her to bed, And then the bad man was bludgeoned to death. Night, baby. Sweet dreams. He was here. So, for a period of time before they found out what really happened, they put out an APB on the Cranston boys, trying to track us. We were probably in the Carolinas somewhere by then, and trying to find out where we were, because they wanted us for questioning, because we were some of the people. And actually, obviously, we didn't do it. What had happened is that he picked up some young lady at the dog track, and must have seen his cash and lured him back into a house, and someone else hit him over the head a couple times, stuck him in the trunk, and took his money, and that was, sorry. That was the end, so yeah.